What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Kim Kardashian, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. What did you do today? Because obviously it's a little later in the day. What have you been up to?
School run.
Okay.
Came home, a security meeting with my security team.
How often do we do that?
Every so often, just to assess everything.
Tune things up.
Yeah.
Tighten it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got ready. And then I did a Nike Skims call. On the way here, multitasking, and this. And then I'm going to go hang with one of my friends later.
Love. You have been, without a doubt, one of the most highly requested people for me to have on the show since the day I started it. Oh, Kim, shut up. Look at you.
No,
like,
I'm
really?
serious.
You're Kim fucking Kardashian.
I'm serious.
No. Everyone has been like, we need to see this mashup. We need to see what goes down. So I am so excited that we're finally here.
We needed to do this.
Like, we've known it was going to happen, I feel like, one day in our souls.
Yeah.
But it was about when.
Yeah.
And this feels right.
It feels right. Now is right.
You've been in the public eye for over 2 decades. What has been one of the most insane things that you've been ever asked in an interview?
You know what's so funny is Chloe sent in our group chat, our family chat, this interview that we did on The View. And it was like Courtney, me, and Chloe. And they just like looked at Chloe, and I bet you could pull this up. It was like going online. And they were just like, how does it feel, Chloe, to just like look so different than Courtney and Kim? And it was just the way that they were asking questions. It was just that you could never get away with that today.
It is crazy. I have seen so many people's interviews pop back up from the old days.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, she said what to her? Whether it was about weight, looks.
It was about weight. It was about looks. It was about everything. And it was just so crazy that like that's what it just was okay at that time.
It also makes me so sad. And I would love to hear how you as a sister supported her. Because when I interviewed Chloe, she now has such a lightness about the topic because time has gone on, where she was like, oh my God, I used to get all this shit about me and it hurt back then, but now I'm so secure in myself. But like in those moments in interviews, were you aware people were doing that to her? And like,
no, maybe sometimes, but because like her responses were so great though. She'd be like, wait, what? You're like, she was like, I can't believe you're asking me this. This is insane. And I guess Courtney and I should have maybe stuck up for her publicly a little bit more when that was happening. I think we just we didn't know. These are like our first set of interviews, our first time on these shows. Like, what can we say? What can't we? But just to look back and to know that that's how interviews were conducted is kind of crazy.
It's beyond inappropriate.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the negative side. The other side is how many times you've broken the internet is... There are too many to count.
It's so fun to do that.
You're so good at it. You're really good at it, sweetie. So keep it going.
Thank you.
But you've done it so many times. What do you think has been your most favorite moment?
I mean, maybe when we did the paper magazine cover and we came up with that phrase, break the internet,
That maybe photo will forever. I was literally thinking about, I'm like, I think that's how I'm going to tease this episode is I'm going to try to balance a glass on my ass. I don't think it's going to even stay for a fucking second, but I'm going to do my best. Did you actually balance it on your ass or is that full Photoshop?
That we had like a padding and then we put it on top because it had to like sit perfectly straight. So you can tell that's like not my ass. It's like a padding with that. But I just remember that shoot was so crazy because I was having dinner with my mom right after. And I don't know. I went and worked with John Paul Good, who does like the craziest shoots. And it was one shot. And I was like, I pulled him aside and I was like, hey, like, it's me. There's no publicist here. There's no one here. Like, you want to shoot one more? Like something other than just this one shot? And the one shot was... I think the one with the glass on my butt. But I was like, let's do something else. So he's like, okay. And he's like, had to go back, sketch it out, think about it. And was like, let's like rip it off or like something. And I was like, I'm down. And then I go to dinner with my mom later. She's like, how was the shoot? And I was like, oh, it was good, whatever. And then when that shoot came out, I was living at my mom's house. And I just remember her like screaming down the hall, like, what did you do? And I just was like, what? She's like, that's what you did the night we had dinner. And you didn't even mention to me that this was what you were doing in the shoot. And I was like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. You know?
Dude,
and
your mother.
She was pissed.
She's like, Kim, how many times is this going to happen in my life where I'm like, Kimberly? But then she's also like, okay, send me my 10%, bitch.
Totally. Like, we give her heart attacks.
But it's like, gotten you so far.
I don't know how I would deal as a mom. I'm going to have to.
You're going to have to.
I was
going to say, we're going to get to that. But do you think your mom is unfazed now? Do you think there's anything you actually could do that your mom would be like, actually, what the fuck?
I think every time we say that, something comes up and then it's like, what the fuck? But there is this thing where like we are a little bit desensitized. Like I said today, I was like, you guys, holy fucking shit. Mom, you're on a Vogue cover. Kendall, you're on a Vogue cover. A Vogue cover that I did came out today. I was like, are we going to like lose our minds in our family chat today? Because like,
and celebrate.
How are 3 family members on the same month of different Vogues? Like, that's just such a trip to me. Like, this can never get old, you know?
Such a good point.
And so we do talk about stuff like that.
Okay, good. Because I feel like when you become more normalized to things and desensitized, you can forget that, like, no, this is iconic. Yes, maybe the first cover of Vogue was iconic, but then also, again, being on Vogue is still iconic and you can still celebrate.
It's still like, just nothing in this life will ever get old.
It's so good
to me.
Okay, I want to go through some of my favorite moments similar to that cover that I just think everyone on the internet will remember, especially if they were from OG days. Okay. We're going to start with the classic.
Okay.
Losing your diamond earring in Bora Bora. Through and through, it is a viral TikTok audio still now. It has been repurposed. People love it. Is there anything that you can tell us about that moment that we don't know about, or even just like a memory from it?
That was like one of my first biggest purchases. So they weren't insured yet. That's why I was so upset, is because that would be money down the drain. If I insured them, then I can just like claim them and then I could have gotten my money back. But I hadn't insured them. I got them that week. Kylie dove down, found it with her goggles in the ocean, and then went back and found the earring back. So I have the full exact earring.
And I forget which sister was like giving you shit for
Courtney. It's always Courtney. Yeah. Yeah.
I shouldn't have even asked.
Yeah.
I knew it in my heart.
Yeah.
Okay, what is something in your closet now that you, if you lost, would have a similar level crash out?
Oh, I have a level of that, of like a bag that I just got into a fight with. A sister-mom fight over that I crashed out like that. So
they took it?
Oh, it's a long story.
Okay.
I had this bag, this like Hermes Birkin shoulder bag, JPG designed 90s. I had one. They only made like 5 versions of it. So I was like, oh, I want to collect every one, but they're so rare, you can never find them. Do I send a picture of it to my mom and tell her, or is she going to copy me on this?
Does she often copy? Okay.
So I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to send her the picture. I'm going to say, hey, here's the campaign. Here's the runway images. Here's the bag. If you ever find it, I want it. So go to her house. And I decided, I was busy studying, and I said, I'm not going to like respond to my texts or anything for like 2 weeks. So the store texts me and says, we found the bag. It's here. Do you want it? I wrote back, negotiated, got the price down. Forgot to respond to say, yes, I want it. Because then I said, I'm putting my phone down for this like last week that I really need to focus, which I've never done in my life. So I was like, I don't care who it is. I'm not responding. See my mom and Chloe, and my mom goes, oh, it's one of your sister's birthday. Who wants to go in on a bet? And then she goes, oh, and talks to Chloe and was like, you know. So I was like, oh my God, she got me the bag for my birthday, and she just like got it early and she's going to hold on to it. Okay, I'm not going to respond because I know she just got me the bag. I can tell by what she just did. Anyway, Kylie posts this bag for her birthday, being like, thanks, Mom, whatever, for the bag. I call my mom and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I turn into a monster. I have like rage. And I'm like rage texting her like, and my mom's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Kylie just sent me a birthday list. I go, no. I have the same birthday list. It's not on there. Oh, I must have a different one. I call her assistant. Not on there. Kim, I have no clue what you're talking about. I go, Mom, I had a full conversation with you. So I find it. I screenshot it. I screenshot my conversation with the store about whatever, the whole thing.
You're such a receipts girl. I can already feel it. You're like, let me show you the exact time you did this.
Yes, I did. And I was raging.
Wait, so does Kylie have it?
She has it, but she doesn't even know that we had this whole fight. So can I tell you the sweetest thing?
Yeah.
Chloe goes, Kim, I feel so bad. I never knew that you were like obsessed, but I kind of knew you were obsessed because your whole team said if you ever find this bag, if anyone wants to get one for Kim for her birthday, get it. So Chloe goes, come over. I got you one for your birthday. And I'm going to give it to you months early because I feel so bad. And she gave it to me.
Chloe is such a real one.
Yeah.
Dude, and Kylie probably has she used it yet. She doesn't even know.
And it's so, she doesn't even know we're fighting over it. It is so ridiculous over a bag, but it was my most recent crush out.
Okay, so is Kylie the favorite?
I think a little bit. And I think that that's okay. I think she's the baby. And I think that, but like, I think it's warranted. I think she like has a really close relationship with my mom and is really sweet. I think like Chloe's also a big favorite. I don't know. She has like a different relationship with everyone, but I would say it's Kylie and Chloe.
Okay. Okay. 2011, we're going back. Any memories? Getting your butt x-rayed to prove it was real. I think this was like...
Wasn't that ridiculous?
Or
just that...
Season 6?
That's a thing, you know? But it was fun. Like, I think we even said like, oh my gosh, let's go do this.
I remember that broke the internet kind of because everyone was like, what a concept that she's like
and an
actually...
X-ray. Yeah.
Okay, taking selfies on the way to drop Chloe off at jail. We'll never forget. Kim, stop taking selfies.
I found so many of those in my computer. I keep everything.
Okay, I was going to ask you, so you have it?
I have all of them, yeah.
So when I know everyone knows, like Paris always iconically talks about how she has all of the laptops almost per boyfriend and she keeps everything. So you have...
I have it all together on a hard drive and on my laptop and like I upload it. Like, so what I do on my plane rides and my spare time is I have folders of like every person in my life that's ever been in my life, every family member, everything that ever photo that goes in my phone, I upload them. So
Holy
I just
shit.
like spend time. So each kid has every single year in picture form, video form, like every video that I've ever taken, every event, every
ex-boyfriend,
everything. Because
you kind of have to
I've
keep
saved everything.
You're a receipts queen. You know.
That's like yeah.
Oh, I keep like screenshots of conversations.
If they're cute conversations.
Mine are a little like...
I keep them like just as like sweet memories to remember. I do have a problem of like only remembering the good. That's like something that is like a thing.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's better than only remembering the bad.
Yeah.
But I could see where that could go wrong, where someone comes back in your life and everyone's like, no, Kim, they literally fucked you over. But I feel like you wouldn't go back to someone that fucked you over. Or would you?
I'm a really forgiving person, but I really haven't dated like that to like have those kinds of toxic relationships since I've been divorced, you know? Like I feel like that dating world is so... Like from when I remember it would have been like I would have been way younger. And like I think when you get older, you just don't tolerate that shit.
You don't have time.
You know?
Your 2021 all black Met Gala look. Okay. Talk to me about when you went inside. Did you take it off? And
no.
So did you not eat?
No.
You didn't drink?
No.
You just kept this thing on all night?
Yeah.
No one saw your face?
No, I was committed.
Kim, well, we know you always commit.
I was committed. I was really nervous wearing that. And Demna, the designer, was really good at okay, you don't really have to wear the mask, but like, let's talk about it. Let's like think it through. Let's like, and that was like the thing. And he was like, and I'll wear one and we'll just like, he doesn't really like he's really uncomfortable with those events and really being out. So I was like, okay, perfect. If like you're here with me and then,
Okay, there were rumors that you wore it over your face because you had gotten a facelift that year. Confirm or deny?
That's insane. I would absolutely love to show it off if I did. But no, I didn't.
It was for the fashion.
That was like years ago. I would have been like, I don't know, maybe people do them earlier these days, but no. Deny.
What is a recent rumor that you've heard about yourself that actually pissed you off?
Maybe it would like annoy me back in the day if it would link me to people that I had never met or been with, or if I had just met someone and sat next to them and said hi, and then it was like, oh, they're dating or they slept together, and they're like just stuff that didn't really happen. That kind of stuff used to bother me, but I don't think anything really gets to me these days.
Well, we'll clear some of it up today, don't worry. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Shopify. Ah, Daddy Gang, it's that time of year. It's the best time of year. The air, I can smell it. I can taste it. It's getting crisp. I'm breaking out my sweaters, even though I wear them all the time. The fireplace is on, okay? And as usual, I'm dragging Matt to get the Christmas tree the second the temperature drops below 70. But as the weather cools down, I feel like the pace only picks up for my business. The busiest season of the year is coming, and October is the perfect time to set yourself up for it. And that is where my blessed, trusted Shopify comes in. With Shopify, I can launch new products, streamline my operations, and get all the marketing in place so I'm ready for the holiday rush. If you are an entrepreneur running your business solo, that is no problem, or it shouldn't be a problem, Daddy Gang. Shopify basically operates as your back office so that you can stay focused on the thing that really matters, like planning those holiday drops. Shopify streamlines my process to make sure that I'm getting the Daddy Gang the products that you guys want right when you need. And maybe that means some unwell sweat sets under the Christmas tree are coming. Daddy Gang, it's time to build your brand. Head to shopify.com/daddy to see how easy it is to start your business today. Daddy Gang, intimate partner violence is extremely hard to navigate. Abuse isn't always obvious. And once you start noticing the warning signs, it can be extremely hard to know where to turn next. YSL Beauty's Abuse Is Not Love campaign is not just about awareness, it's about action. Their mission is to educate, empower, and provide access to real tools and support. So I want to talk about what to do if you notice the signs of abuse in your own relationship. The first thing that you need to do is trust your gut. Emotional and psychological abuse often starts out really subtle. And sometimes you feel it in your body before you're fully aware of what is going on. It can start as small as just feeling a pit in your stomach when your partner does or says certain things. If you start to feel anxious physically, even if consciously you aren't sure why, that is something to listen to. The next step from there is to talk to someone. Even if you're telling yourself you might be overreacting, just check in with someone. A friend, a family member, maybe a counselor. Sometimes just saying out loud what is really going on makes all the difference in how you're able to process it. You don't need to go through this alone. Telling just one person the truth about the ins and outs of your relationship can give you the support system you need to navigate your situation. The next thing to do is set boundaries. Tell your partner when something isn't okay and be transparent about what you will do if that boundary is not respected. If your boundaries are laughed off or ignored, take that as a sign to create distance. You are allowed to have an equal say in what is or isn't okay in your relationship. And you are allowed to leave when your boundaries aren't being respected or considered. Finally, know that help is available. You do not need to wait for things to escalate. There are friends, family, and professionals ready to step in as soon as you're ready to accept help. Just because the abuse isn't physical, it doesn't mean it's not extremely unhealthy. You can get help at any point, even if you're telling yourself it isn't bad enough. If someone you care about is in an abusive situation, the first thing to do is just be there without judgment. Let them talk and listen without blame. They may not be ready to end the relationship, but they are ready to talk about it, and that is a huge first step. Abuse thrives in secrecy. So creating a space where a friend is free to share without judgment is pivotal to helping them stay safe. The next thing to do is share resources. Point them to hotlines, support groups, or organizations like It's On Us. It's On Us is an amazing nonprofit that focuses on college sexual assault prevention. They run peer-to-peer campus programs offering consent education and bystander training. These trainings can completely change someone's life. Finally, if you have a friend going through an abusive relationship, the most important thing to do is keep showing up. Isolation is a tactic abusers use, and your support might be a lifeline. If your friend starts canceling or stops answering, don't give up. Everyone navigates these situations at their own pace. Once we know the signs, it's so important to know where to turn and to be that support to others who might be struggling. So for resources, go to www.thehotline.org. The National Domestic Violence Hotline operates 24 hours a day and provides tools through call, text, and live chat. Love should never come with fear, pain, and isolation. Join YSL Beauty and their Abuse Is Not Love initiative by learning the warning signs of abuse and helping raise awareness, because love should never hurt. If this feels familiar to you or someone you know, take it seriously. Abuse is not love. We're going to play a game.
I love being in an interview where you like don't know what the questions are. Like things can be so contrived these days. And I love like walking in being like, ask anything and not.
You're relaxed.
Genuinely. It's fun.
I think it's going to be good. This game it's going to get a little bit more heated.
Okay.
We've got this, Kim.
Okay.
Okay, this is why I asked you to bring your phone into the interview.
Okay.
It's called Confess or Text.
Okay.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians edition. Here's how it works.
Okay.
I am going to ask you a pretty juicy question.
Okay.
You can answer it. We go to the next one.
Okay.
If you pass on answering it, you're going to go into that bowl.
Okay.
You're going to pick out a card, and it has a name and a text. You'll be texting this person that text.
Okay. Okay.
Are you ready? Do you have your phone?
Yes, I do.
Okay, ready? How much a year do you spend on glam?
Well, a lot, but if I'm filming my show, then they pay for it.
It's a write-off.
If I'm working, then they pay for it. So I try to get it all paid for so that I don't personally have to pay for it.
Smart.
Yeah, but a tally. I mean, I don't have a concept of what like certain simple things cost, which really is, you know, I'd like to know a little bit more about what like a milk carton cost, and you know, let me think about this.
You can text.
No. I mean, it's probably...
You like call your business manager.
Yeah. I should know this, actually.
You should. Like 6 figures, 7 figures.
It could be $1 million, you know?
I don't think I'd be surprised at that,
This
right?
hair
You got a lot of
cheap,
babe, it looks great.
you know? But I don't know.
Are those K-tips?
No. It's like my hair is to here right now,
Okay.
so I just like we braided it up and just like glued them on top. There was this like blonde, Chris Appleton was doing my hair once, and it was like blonde, and everyone saw these tracks and everyone was like, what the fuck is happening? But we like slick my hair back and then glue it on
So you can
top.
maintain your hair.
Yeah, just so
I
that
think
my
everyone always
hair-
wonders, like, how do you get this?
I have really good hair.
Okay, so maybe $1 million. Maybe 5.
Not 5.
Not 5.
Not 5.
Below 5, maybe 1.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next. What is something you probably should have gotten canceled for but didn't?
I know what it is, and I think I'm going to get canceled if I say it.
You're like, I'm not bringing that shit back up.
Like, I don't know who approved this. And I don't know who thought that this was normal, this narrative. But I did a photo shoot with Justin Bieber, and he was 16 years old, and I don't know how old I was. And it was like a play. His girlfriend was there, his parents were, I mean, it was like nothing creepy at all. But I look back and I'm like, that's the one thing that I feel like, you know, he's like a good, dear friend of ours and the whole family. But like, who thought that that was a good idea? You know, I must have been 30 years old, you know?
I could see that. I could see that getting murky.
But it was a story of, what's that story with the teacher and the student? The Graduate.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I just feel like that was nothing ever weird, was obviously happening. And like, I just think that was like an odd concept, and why none of us thought that that was odd at the time. But now we look back and I'm like, that would have not been the most appropriate thing.
Right.
Wait, but I've never really done anything to be canceled. Like, I stand by everything that I've never said anything crazy. I've never done anything crazy. Maybe just like by association, being around people and people thinking.
You've been on the fringe a couple times, but it's never really got
Like,
you.
what do you think that I would have done?
Well, I can't say that. Get the
Tell
ball.
me.
No, I can't say it. I don't need a whole nation coming for me. Okay, go.
Text Courtney, I just recorded Call Her Daddy, and I want to give you a heads up of some things I said about you, and I don't have edit control. I was on the phone with her walking in on the way here talking about editing and something else about editing.
Oh, God. So she'll believe this. This is kind of on brand.
She will fully believe this. Hey, I just recorded Call Her Daddy, and I just want to give you a heads up on some things that I said about you, period. I don't have edit control. I'm a big voice talker.
I thought you were like voice memoing her because that's text.
Yeah, because if you say period, I'm not saying like period.
Okay, that's
Let's
good.
see what she says.
Do you think she's going to freak out?
No.
But you guys are on good terms.
Yes.
Okay.
That's like maybe a misconception that I think people think all the time. Courtney and I are like this. We are so close. And we've always been so close.
I think it's because when we see you guys fight, but I have a sister,
see
so
the
it's
resolve.
like,
I'll leave it there so
fair.
she
Okay.
calls back. They don't see the resolve, or they don't see all the moments in between. They just see us like fighting, and then they drag it on for months, and we're like hanging out and we'll be good. And then it's just like, I think sisters just, and if you're so close and we like grew up in the same room together, like it's just not, we would never not make up.
Yeah.
And we make up really quickly. So it's just like kind of confusing or sad that to us that we think that people think that we're not that close. We're probably like the closest.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I do appreciate you clarifying that because I wouldn't have expected you to say you're the closest. But I think
Well, I think Chloe and I are the closest.
yes,
But
I know, that's
second,
yeah.
her and I just have like a lot of,
Once she's your older sister.
yeah.
I have an older sister, and it's like I can fight with her and be like, I will never speak to you again. And then I'm like, wait,
You call
what
her,
was
like,
the
5
link
minutes
that you were
later.
texting me? And she's
Yeah.
like, I thought we were done with each other. I'm like, yeah, wait, but we will be after this. Wait, tell me. Okay, is she
God,
typing?
she's not responding. No.
Okay, good. Okay, well, next one.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill, exes edition.
Mm.
Pete Davidson,
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Humphries.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll text on this one. I'll get in way too much trouble there.
Okay.
Text Kylie. I'm sick to my stomach. I think mom has been doing some shady things with my money. Call me ASAP. Okay. I was just talking to her also. OMG. I'm sick to my stomach. I think mom has been doing some shady things with my money. Call me ASAP.
That sneaky smirk. Okay, wait, back one question because even though you didn't answer it.
Calling. Should I just put my ringer on?
Yeah. Okay. You have to tell me. How serious were you and Tom Brady?
Oh my God.
Like a date? Oh, you're not going to answer that one?
I'm not going to answer. It's like he's perfect timing. Hi.
Are you filming or something?
Hello?
Filming or something?
Hold on. I'm doing the Call Her Daddy podcast, and I wouldn't answer a private question, so I had to do that.
We love you, Kylie.
Like, there's no fucking way. And you're too smart, bitch. You wouldn't let her fuck with you like that. Kris Jenner.
See?
Bye, Kylie.
Okay, bye.
Okay, wait. I want to come. I want to do it. The podcast.
Oh, this podcast?
Yes.
Okay, Kylie, you can come on next.
Pull up.
I think that didn't invite me is
Just pull up. We'll make it a family
I'm
affair.
roasting her right now.
She
Get in
is.
here.
Hurry, help me. Bye. Pull up. Bye. Love you.
I love how Kylie's like, this is what happened when Chloe was here. Your mom was like, wait, I want to be there. You guys all get FOMO of each other. Okay, are Corey and Kris still together?
Yeah, isn't that a weird one? That it said that they broke up?
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from, like genuinely.
Okay, so we can confirm.
No, genuinely.
In the past, have you ever hooked up with Travis Barker?
No, I never have. Absolutely. That I do not mind you asking.
Okay.
I never have. And that really sucks that has gone on. But he dated Paris and we were all friends and we'd all like hang out. And when I was with Paris, we'd be on the road and go to like their tour in Amsterdam. And like, so I have been friends with him, but never like in that way and never hooked up with him.
Did you have any heads up that you were going to be in his memoir, like reference as the crush?
No.
Okay.
No. But it would say that we never hooked up. I mean, I don't think he would allude to that information, you know? But also Courtney was around during that time. So like they were neighbors for a decade. So like when everyone was all hanging, like he was always around with his kids. They'd always come to Courtney's house for all the birthdays. So it was like everything was super like open and cool and like everyone's been friends. He was just as good of friends with them as he was with all of us. So it was nothing weird.
What is the dumbest decision you ever made on Molly?
I think I got married in Vegas.
You did?
Yeah.
That's what my research shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was also like, I take all of my experiences. I said that, and I have to remember if I like was at that moment or if we did it right after. Okay. But, you know, maybe just like in those days when that was like a thing for me, just maybe getting married and not telling my parents and Courtney finding it on the internet because it was public record and then telling my dad and, you know, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
There are rumors that you've hooked up with Post Malone. What is going on there?
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I've never heard
Maybe
that.
the Skims campaign.
But he is the nicest person ever.
I'm obsessed
I will
with him.
say we FaceTimed at his campaign during the Skims campaign, and he is like the nicest human being. And I wrote in our family chat and I wrote, oh my God, you guys, we just, you know, shot Post for Skims and he is the nicest human being. And then Kylie sends a picture at her like 16th birthday and she's like, do you remember when he performed at my 16th birthday? And then my brother goes, oh my God, he used to sleep over and like we would hang all the time. And then Scott would be like, oh my God, yeah, remember? And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea he was like a part of our crew and we like all love him so much.
He was one of my favorite interviews of all time.
Really?
He is.
Did he say ma'am?
I think I wanted someone to almost have a count of how many times he said ma'am.
I was like,
don't you feel so like great when he's like speaking to you? You're like, oh my God, I feel so proper and loved.
Yes.
Good vibes.
Yes. Good vibes.
Okay. What is the craziest place you've ever had sex?
Probably a movie theater.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fun?
Yeah, so fun.
Okay. Send one more text before we move on. You can pick which one you do. Take a couple.
Okay, Chloe, my friends are trying to set me up with this guy in the NBA. Honestly, what do you think? Should I go? She would absolutely know that's a lie.
She would?
Yeah.
Because you've just, like, NBA is off limits. Okay, do another one.
Let's see. Let's assess.
Yeah, let's assess.
To Kendall, why am I hearing rumors that you're dating Tom Brady? Be honest. Would you hate me if I booked Bad Bunny for our next Skims campaign? Okay. Let's see what our options are.
Okay.
Scott, I think I may be into this guy who's a lot younger. From your experience, Do you think I should go for it? He'd be like, hell yeah.
Oh, fuck.
TMZ just reached out. Call me ASAP. I mean, I could do that. My mom will call me in 1 second thinking it's about her. Rob, Hulu really wants you on the next season. How much would it cost to get you on the show? He might be on the show this next season. I wonder what it costs. Who would be funner?
Do you want to fuck with your mom? Will she be
No.
funnier? So should we come up with a TMZ thing?
Yeah, but what would it be?
Okay, what if... Should we make it about her?
Obviously.
There's a leaked photo that's going to come out of you, and they're being really sus, and they won't say what it is.
Should we see who calls back quicker, Chris or...
Yes. And then I promise we'll move on. You're too fun because you have all these good sisters that will like play game.
OMG, TMZ just called me. Call me right now. I'm freaking the fuck out.
How many times have you sent a text like that to your mother?
She's either so desensitized. Okay. Let's see how quick it takes her to call me.
While we wait, you were 27 years old when Keeping Up with the Kardashians started. When you got this offer, okay. Is it Chris?
We're quick. Okay. What do I say? What do I say?
I'm freaking out. I'm just freaking out.
Oh my God, I'm just freaking out. I'm shaking. I can't even fucking talk right now.
What?
I can't.
What?
There's leaked photos apparently coming out.
There's these.
Hello? What? Hello?
I'm just kidding.
What?
Kidding.
Kim, are you crying? Kim. Kim, you keep going in and out.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You're kidding?
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast, the Call Her Daddy podcast.
Chris, it's me again.
Oh my God, you guys are fucking insane. I almost had a heart attack and I haven't even had my cocktail yet.
I love you.
Okay, I love you.
God, I should know better. I should know fucking better.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Dude, you not being able to speak, I'm actually crying. Kim?
She's like, what?
What?
What's wrong with you?
Okay, 27, Keeping Up with the Kardashians started. We're not going to go all the way back, but just from your recollection, like, what did you want out of that whole experience when you got offered it?
Oh, I just wanted to be famous. That was like the goals. Like for me at that time, I just was like, I thought this was so fun, so cool. I didn't even think we'd get to like a second season. It wasn't like a long-term goal plan wasn't in my thought process at that point. I was really business oriented always. So like I would have worked and wanted to just do anything like that, you know, like had a store. I would have done any of that. When the show opportunity came about, I was just like, this is our moment. This is our time. And like, you know, Courtney didn't want to be on and Chloe was like, whatever you want us to do. And my mom and I kind of like saw that vision. The Kendall and Kylie were so young. Rob was game for anything. And it was just such a fun experience. And honestly, the show has just brought us so much closer together. Having to like get up every day and work with your family. I mean, it would break a lot of people, but it really brought us like so close together.
I feel like throughout the years, we have seen so much play out of your guys' lives on the world stage. If you had to say, what do you think was the hardest thing that you all had to go through publicly?
Maybe the transition of my stepdad. I think that my mom didn't know how to handle it. Imagine Kendall and Kylie are like losing their father in their mind. And at that time, Caitlyn wasn't very open with us about her transition and just kind of came out with it. So we had lots of different mixed emotions. I know Chloe was super emotional and upset about it. So we just never, you know, we're like learning this all for the first time. And then we want to be supportive for our little sisters, trying to be supportive for my mom that's now getting a divorce, and making sure We don't say anything super offensive or even asking questions of like, what does this mean? And what is this term? And what is this? Like we didn't really know anything. So we just had to kind of figure it out, and we did it all on camera.
How do you think you guys got through all of that?
It's just family. That's how we get through everything. We have each other.
You had your dad pass away the same year that you got your first divorce.
Mm-hmm.
How did both of those experiences of loss in the same year impact and shape you as a person?
Well, my dad's dad passed away 3 months before my dad. So she lost her dad and then her ex-husband. So it was a lot of loss. My dad was actually helping me with that divorce, with a legal team and helping me like process that. I mean, I think that it was definitely a loss, but I was so young. I got married at 19. My dad passed away at 22. So I was just 22. You don't know a whole lot. Definitely a lot of loss and change. I was obviously super affected when my dad passed away. And affected like for the divorce. We were together for a few years, but I didn't really know what that meant then. And I was so focused on just like my dad and spending all the time with my dad that I could in those last like 6 weeks. So yeah, it losing someone and you know your whole life will be changed forever is a really hard thing to go through. But, you know, again, family, we did it together.
How do you think losing your dad impacted your, if at all, your future romantic relationships and who you chose in partners?
I would have thought that I had the best example of a dad, the best everything. He had the best relationship with my mom during their divorce, was super respectful. Afterwards, when, you know, my mom remarried, like everything about him was super stand up and respectful. So I saw by example what life can be like and how you should be treated and the type of person you should have in your life. So I think that I have made not similar choices to that. And that's confusing to me. Because I had such a great example that you would think that I would have just like picked a little bit more close to what I saw. So,
are you hard on yourself for that?
No, I think that like there's so many lessons in life, and if it was all perfect, like life would be so boring.
So boring.
So I'm totally good with the decisions and choices that have gone on and that I've made, and I take accountability for them. And you learn and you have fun, and, you know, like there's so many good, even in like all these, you know, relationships that might not have turned out that way. Like I still had so much fun and learned a lot. So
you and Kanye were together for over almost 10 years? About
a little over. Almost 15 years we were together.
Going back to those kind of beginning happy days, like what initially drew you to him?
I mean, he was like larger than life and so smart, and just always talked about like new ideas and things that I wasn't really familiar with. And I was always learning with him. And it was always just such a fun time.
Yeah. On an episode of The Kardashians, you said the hardest thing is when someone changes and you can't live with the new version of them. What were the early signs that your relationship with him was changing?
I mean, I think there's obviously, you know, people can say that there was like signs and maybe I wasn't paying attention to them. And I think when someone has like their first like mental break, you know, you want to be super supportive and you want to like help figure that out, and you want to really get into that with them and be there for them. But I think that it just when someone isn't willing to make changes that I think would be super healthy and beneficial, it makes it really hard to continue on in a relationship that can be toxic. And that, I think that when you have kids, it's definitely harder to leave than it is to stay. And it changes everyone's life and forever, So you really have to like take your time and wait and see if there'll be changes. But once you get to a place where you feel like it's not going to change or get better, then you have to make like some serious choices on what you're going to do. And that's like a really hard reality to face,
I can't imagine. I guess I'm curious, did you feel like you will often or ever felt like things are getting better, maybe I can stay? Like, did you go back and forth often?
Yeah, of course, or you like, you want to believe that for a little bit. And, then you look at your babies and you're just like, but then you think like, you know what? If they see a good example of like me setting boundaries, and then once like my mental health starts to get affected and then I can't parent the way that I need to and I can't be present and focused, then like there's got to be one of us that can. And I had to like save myself in order to be a better mom for everyone. And I think like when everyone's older, they'll be able to understand it and see that all.
I agree. Yeah. It's such a hard time when you're kind of the only adult that's able to make the decision, and you like look at your kids and you're probably like, I know this may not make sense now, but I promise it will later.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of times in difficult relationship dynamics, sometimes you can isolate yourself. Like, at what point when things were starting to not be as great as it started, did you start to open up to friends or family?
I mean, I think they would see it. A lot of like stuff would happen around my family. So it was really hard to like see my family get treated one way and then me being like, I'm sorry, guys, and like then stick with it. I think people couldn't not see it. I think I got really disassociated, and there was like so many times where I was just like really quiet and like just trying to figure it all out, and people can kind of see that on me during certain times. So I think, but also people were really compassionate and didn't want to say, hey, we don't think this is healthy for you. Everyone tried to just move in a direction of being healthy. And so no one really sat there and was like, you have to get out. Like, I've been in those, where people are like, this isn't for you. And no one did that. They knew that I had a lot of love and respect for that relationship and for babies, and like that I would have done anything to really make it work. But
you guys, obviously, you're dealing with it with your family and they're living it. But then you guys were also one of the most famous couples in the world. How did the public perception of your relationship influence and affect how you kind of navigated everything? Because you're not a normal person that can just be like, okay, it's a divorce, we're moving. It's like the whole world is looking and praises both of you in some capacity.
I mean, I think that extra pressure just makes it a little bit harder. I think people were going to be, I thought like, oh my God, everyone's going to be so upset with me because I'm just like leaving, and I wouldn't want someone to think I was leaving someone because it got too hard. But there was just a lot in there that for my soul, I felt like I had to make that decision. And I think people get it now, and they might respect my decision and see that. But, when you do have that outside layer, there is that extra like, especially I have had a few marriages that I didn't think that were for me. And so now, like, am I a failure? And then I have to like really look back at that and say, you know what? An over a decade relationship with 4 beautiful children is not a failure, and you can't think that way. You can't live that way. You can't worry about what everyone's going to say. And I have to come home to myself, and I have to be happy. So
I think something obviously you said, which is so relatable, is like, it's almost sometimes easier to stay than to leave. Mm-hmm. What was it for you that was the final straw that actually got you to be like?
I don't know if it was like, there was just a lot of things that I wouldn't deal with, like I didn't like the feeling of like, someone being like maybe talking bad about, my kids' grandmother, aunts, like all of those feelings. If someone feels that way, then, we shouldn't be together, maybe airing out a lot of stuff, a lot of personal stuff, just not feeling safe, not even physically, just like maybe emotionally or even, financially, because you have, big ideas that financial things when it's like a thing where I would like come home and we had like 5 Lamborghinis and I'd come home and they'd all be gone, if he was in an episode, and I'd be like, oh wait, where's all our cars? Like my new car. And it would be like, oh, he gave them away to all of his friends. And then I'd be like, huh, okay. And then I'd come home again, and at a different point we had, 5 more Lamborghinis, and then I'd wake up in another episode and they'd all be gone again. And that time I was like, keep them, guys, like I don't know what to say, but like I never felt like I didn't know, what you're going to get when you wake up. And that's like a really unsettling feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lack of stability.
Lack of stability was a big thing that
you're trying to be stable for yourself and your kids, and then there's a factor that you're like, I can't. So once you left, what was the biggest change that you saw within yourself?
I walked away thinking that I would have like to live a different life, that I would not have a connection to anyone in fashion or art, or like, that was a big part of his life. And so I thought like, okay, I'm going to just like go back to a totally different world, and my happiness is like worth that, and it's totally okay. And some of my biggest projects came about after I made that decision. And some of my best relationships with fashion and art and all these things that I thought I had to give up, or told I had, wasn't going to have anymore. And it was like the universe just like rewarding me and showing me that I was moving in the right direction. And I think that's like a really important, powerful thing, is to like pay attention to the signs and pay attention to life and, what happens and how you can be guided to make really good decisions, But I have no regrets. Like, I have 4 amazing, beautiful babies.
They are beautiful.
Yeah.
Publicly, obviously, having a public marriage, a vocal ex, like how has that impacted your current approach to dating?
It has definitely affected that. There has been situations where like I'll get maybe close to someone, then it's like, wait. I don't really want to deal with your ex. And I don't want to deal that like if he's going to say something. And I'm like, so it has been like a little frustrating, but then I get really, like my person wouldn't care about that, but it is a big thing and I get it, it's not an easy thing. And I get that.
I remember obviously when like the Pete music video and everything, I was like, oh, I can't imagine how Kim handles that, right? Like in those moments, like having those conversations with people that you're seeing, you can't really control.
That made me feel really sad. That really wasn't fair for him. Yeah. And I felt so sad and sorry for him. And he was such a great like man that was like, I got, like, don't worry, like it's all good, or at least, acted that way. And it must suck to just be put in that position. So it's had me put up this guard where I don't want to put anyone in that position. So it's easier if I just maybe stay away, but then I can't live my life like that either, but I am aware of it. And I do. I mean, I think maybe at this point, it's like so a non-issue. I don't think he would say something, but then you never know.
And in the past, when Kanye has had new partners, the world is so quick to immediately compare them to you. Who is more beautiful? Who is more fashionable? Who is better for him? How do you feel in those moments?
I feel bad for them that they have to just deal with that, you know? It's really not fair to anyone to compare, you know, or especially if it's like, oh, well, he was acting this way just when they were together, you know, maybe when it first started. And then I was like, okay, you know, just time will play itself out and like it has nothing to do with me. And it's like not fair to really blame me. But, you know, I it sucks, you know, because I think like any high profile relationship that you're in, there's going to be some comparison to that person's ex.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Tinder. All right, let's talk about Tinder. Or better yet, let's talk about the early days euphoria that comes with having a new crush. The kind of crush where you've been maybe down bad, but in the best way, okay? You cannot stop thinking about them. Every single song reminds you of them, and you are making up scenarios about them in your head. There's kind of nothing better, right? Well, amazing news. That crush feeling is waiting for you on Tinder. Like literally right now, you have no idea what is out there unless you start looking. And Daddy Gang, the possibilities are endless. Once you have a crush, even the most mundane moments become beyond monumental. It is time to find the person who makes your entire day better by simply just texting you, hey, with a smiley face. You deserve it, okay? We all know there's no better feeling, and finding a new crush is easier than you think. Thanks to Tinder. Explore all of the possibilities for yourself. Tinder, it starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today. So, are you single?
I am single. And I feel totally, totally content. I've been single for a while.
Is this the longest you've ever been single?
Yeah. And I'm totally good with that. Like, I have my kids to raise. I have like a life that like requires a lot of my attention. And my kids just really need me right now. So it's like I'm there 24/7, you know, I don't know how I would fit something else in.
Yeah.
So I'm just not looking. And it would have to be like someone super special for me to like, I've had all my fun. I've had all my phases.
Yeah.
So it's like now I just have to like be with my babies.
Okay, but eventually Kim, you're going to get back at it at some point.
Totally.
It doesn't matter when, but you'll get there. You're probably one of the most famous women in the world. How do you even approach dating?
It's like usually friends like
set you up,
trying to set us up and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know.
Do you think men are ever too intimidated to pursue you?
Not my person. My person wouldn't be.
I was going to ask.
I think I'm like really approachable. I don't think I'm like, you know.
You are. Like, I didn't know what to expect. Obviously, I've never met you. You know how the industry is. You never know if you've met many people, I'm sure, in the industry that you're like, oh, fuck, that's what I'm like, that sucks. So you never know. And I was wondering if it would be unattractive to you if someone's like a little nervous. You want someone that's confident.
Confident, but not like, it's okay if they're nervous too.
Yeah.
But like they shouldn't be. So I don't know.
What is your best quality as a partner?
I think I'm a really good team player. And I think that I just like communicate really well. And like, I'm a really supportive person. So if we're like in it, we're in it. And I'll do everything to support you. And I think I'm a really good partner.
What do you think is something you need to work on in relationships for yourself?
I don't know how. I think it would be hard now. I've lived my life one way for a long time. And I do think it's hard to mesh your life with someone. I don't know, like, you know, Courtney and Travis came in with kids and like, you know, it's an adjustment when you have like blended families. I just don't know if I have the energy, or maybe I just haven't met the right person that I want to blend my life with. I don't know.
You haven't met the right person yet.
Yeah.
How would you describe your typical type?
I think it's so different. I don't think I have a type.
I feel like you either go so far, most of the time, it's either been music world or athlete world. And then there was like Pete.
I know.
If we had to pick today, are we going rappers or are we going athletes?
Neither.
Neither.
I think we're going like lawyers and like longevity scientists that can give me all their secrets. Yeah. I think
Oh, Kim.
yeah.
I like that for you.
Yeah.
I feel like you need someone to
Right?
really mentally and emotionally stimulate you
Yeah.
because you're fucking smart.
Thank you, babe.
What is something that you used to be attracted to that you're not anymore?
Flash. I used to be attracted to like big and flashy, and I could care less.
What if he walked in khakis and a polo
I mean, I would want him to dress
and
simple.
like Birkenstock?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Like, I would want him to have like style.
Or you could help him.
Yeah, but like you kind of have to have it in you.
Yeah. Have you ever been cheated on?
I have. Yeah.
How did you find out?
He told me.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after or long after?
Long after.
And you were still together?
Uh-huh.
How did you deal with that?
I just kind of was like, huh. Tell me more, you know? But like that was like a more recent thing, but when you're in like a toxic like
Someone
20-year-old
recently cheated on you?
not like super recently.
Oh.
But like when you're in your 20s and stuff, it's like all out psycho war, like
Take him down.
yeah, like psychoness when you're in one of those like, and that has happened, but it's like calling the person. I'll always call the person and go off.
Called the person that they cheated with?
God, it's been so long. Yeah.
You're like, I
This
missed
like
the thrill.
psycho side of me like would come out just to make the call. And then I'd be like, okay, that felt good.
Okay, but now you, in the last time you confronted someone.
Just like, what's the point at this point? I think I'm just at a phase and at an age, I hate to be like at this age, but it's like, what's the point?
Did you
you know?
end it after he told you or no?
I was in a tough position. I didn't. And I was in a tough position because I don't think they were in a position to have shared that information. It wasn't like a healthy place. And so I kind of didn't know if I should take it seriously or not. And I had to wait a time period to like really assess and see what was happening.
I see.
Yeah.
If you found the love of your life, he
Mhm.
comes into the picture, do you think you would get married again?
I would, absolutely.
Would you do a big wedding?
I think it depends on the person. I could easily just like do a super cash. No, I can't do cash,
Yeah,
but
wait.
like, yeah, but I it would depend on the person. Like,
That
what
was
if it's
cute that
their,
you tried for a minute. You're like, I
Yeah.
can go so casual, like backyard. You're like, what am I talking about?
Yeah.
If you had to say today,
Mm-hmm.
who would you want to design your wedding dress?
Well, I was starting to have Manfred Terry Mugler design a wedding dress, even though just because I wanted it in my archive of like what I would wear, and I had the perfect one, and we were designing it and making it, and I just wanted that.
Just for a rainy day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd still go with that wedding dress that I would want.
Okay. Oh, you would go back to that in archive.
Yeah, I really loved it. This like Terry Mugler wedding dress.
And is it just like in one of your archives?
No, we didn't get to finish making it. We just talked about it. And he said we were going to start making it. I was like, just trust me. No, I just want it. I just know I need this in my archive for one day. I just want to be ready.
That would be really
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Which of your sisters do you trust the most to set you up with a guy?
Maybe Chloe?
Has she ever?
No.
Just feeling.
But yeah. Yeah. Like she would know me so much. But I feel like Kendall would make really good choices.
Yeah, I feel like Kendall's got like a good little Rolodex over there that she could be like, try this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's working with the right crowd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this is very important.
Okay.
What is your take on the Kardashian curse?
I always really hated that. I really did. I think it's like really unfair to say that women are the problem when it comes to issues that our exes might be dealing with, and that they had those issues before. And I mean, if you want to talk about the positive. I mean, my mom was with like a gold medal Olympian. When Chloe was with Lamar, there was championships being won, with the Lakers. I was dating a football player and he won the Super Bowl. I mean, there was like really positive, amazing things that happened. And then
I do appreciate what you said about that because I agree with you. I think there's such a fixation on what happened to the men, also as if there's no accountability on their part. Like, it has to be, all of you are just, oh, well, wow, okay, you're all so powerful that you did this to all these men, and they have no hand in their life, and they have no autonomy. It's just these crazy witch sisters that were able to
no accountability. Someone that doesn't take accountability is my biggest pet peeve and my biggest red flag and my biggest just like bottom line, absolutely not. And I think that is such a thing, if you think about it, blaming us when, okay, this person was, doing this before. Like, people just don't want to put the accountability on the men. And that really does bother me.
Out of all the baby daddies, who's your favorite?
I think I'm the closest with Tristan.
Okay.
And Scott. I forgot about, Scott. We're super close. I mean, Travis is such a great, person to all of us. Yeah, we have some pretty good baby daddies.
Can we talk about the state of you and Kanye's co-parenting relationship?
What do you think co-parenting with Kanye West is like?
Well, yeah. I guess that's what I'm curious. I'm wondering, how are you doing and how much is on you, Kim?
It's not easy. But I mean, I raise the kids, full time. They live with me, and I welcome a great, healthy relationship with my kids and their dad. And I think, he knows that. I push for it all the time, but I also protect them when, it's time for that. And it goes in waves and phases, and it's, a lot of work. But like I said earlier, like, I have the best memories and the best relationship, with my dad. And even like, I love that, I see Tristan puts, their kids to bed every night and takes them to school every day when he's not, in season. So I just welcome healthy relationships, but it's not easy.
When was the last time Kanye saw the kids?
Whenever he'll call for them and ask. It's probably been a couple months since we've heard from him. But
how do you handle, because it's all on you in those moments, the disappointment, if any, from the kids? Like, how do you explain those moments to them?
They always knew that he had a big life traveling before and was always on tour and all of that. So it's and that he lives in different countries all the time and loves to live all over the place. So, we manage it really well. Like, they love like their life and their routine and their schedule. And I think just their job as their mom is just to make sure that they stick to their routine and they're healthy and happy. And, look, it's not easy no matter what, co-parenting with anyone, and it's, I think that the one thing that just gets me is that there's this narrative that like, I keep the kids. I've never once, away from him. I've never once done that. And like, there's been so many times where I've been like, I just want to show all of these texts. What are you talking about? Like, it's been, we just haven't heard. I begged them, to go hang out or things like that. But it's more of just the narrative that like, I think it's all good and we're living our life. And then I just wake up and there's all these tweets about how I've kidnapped the kids. And I'm like, it's not a kidnapping. It's a divorce. Like we can still all be in each other's lives and have group dinner. I mean, I just grew up so different, seeing my family, co-parent so great, and I see it with Chloe and Tristan, and I just see really healthy relationships. So when the time is right, I'm sure that would, maybe timelines. My mom would always say, like, you got to give it like 5 years of being divorced before everything like really comes together and everyone can like coexist and like be friends. But it's not going to be like that for the first few years. So
I appreciate you clarifying that, though, because I was going to ask you, like, what you think the biggest misconception about your co-parenting dynamic was. And if I'm honest, it was because I was kind of wondering about that, because I agree with you. I feel like I have seen online some people really speculate, like, oh my God, like she doesn't let him see the kids and she's just keeping them to herself and blah, blah, blah because of tweets or whatever that we've seen. So then people can allude like, wow, Kim's not letting him see them. And I do think, again,
every time he is asked, I will always let them see their father. That's just who I am. If there's a time where it's just really super unhealthy, I will, say, hey, let's do it here at my house, or let's figure out a different time. But actually, when he is like that, he doesn't really want to see the kids a lot. So if he's like having a hard time, like he doesn't. And so it's always worked out. But, he lives in all these different countries, and I send them to Saudi Arabia and Italy and Japan and all over the world every time he asks. I've never once denied it. And no, I don't keep the kids. And I think that narrative really sucks for me. And if I spoke out about it and rebutted it, I'm just not that girl online that's going to like fight back and be like, wait a minute, your assistant and you said you wanted a whole different birthday party, and you said your party's at 4, so we did ours at noon, and now you're going online saying that I'm like, it's just a totally different narrative than what the reality is, and that just really sucks.
Yeah. I was wondering that because, the world has obviously seen it. Like, Kanye has said some pretty like horrible things about you as a mother publicly, and you never really respond. What toll does it take on you to stay silent?
I know. There's been so many times where I've written a draft and been like, I'm going to go. I'm just like, and then I'm just like, what's the point? What is the point? Am I going to go back and forth? My kids are going to see this. They'll figure it all out when they want to make those decisions. And I used to be so protective and so like hide everything. And then, sometimes it's like you just can't hide it all. And I better prepare them for what life is going to be like for when they figure it all out. So, I mean, I never say anything negative about my kid's dad just because like it's out there. Like the last thing my kids need is for them to hear it from me. And I never saw my parents talk bad about each other, no matter what was going on. So I do think that that's just who I am. I just don't want to go there with like fighting back, saying negative things,
No, and I think that's something that so many people really respect you for. But I think there's also the side of people that are like, I don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many moments that I can imagine I would write the draft too. And then right as you're going to post, you're like, why?
I wish I did last time. I had a good post ready to go.
So did you at least send it to your like sisters?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. The group chat read it, approved it.
What do you think was one of the hardest moments for you to stay silent on?
I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you say about the world and your beliefs and any of that. Anything about my children. I don't care what it is, that's hard for me to sit back and be like, come on, even just like, sharing stuff about them,
Yeah.
It is hard to sit back and when he says things about my mom, that's what's really hard for me because she loves him. And to this day, like, still does and is super, emotional about it and sad about it. And it was a big part of our lives, So, I mean, my kids, I say such positive things about their dad that like North had to say to me, Mom, I think you go upstairs and like, you know, cry at night. Like, it's okay. Like, it's time to move on. You need to have a boyfriend now. Cause like, you know, and I'm like, wait, what? Like,
North.
what? I cry? Like, no, I'm getting a massage like upstairs. What do you think is happening? And I was like, oh my God, I say such positive things all the time. And I'm like in the car, if they want to listen to music, like as hard as it is for me, like I want them to think the best things, you know? And so she was just like, you know, like they see things, you know? So I'm just like, okay, I got to give it up.
She's
you
like,
know?
Mom, chill. Like, we get it.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep pretending.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
We see what it is at
Right.
this point, you know? Like,
You're
come
like,
on.
oh,
So
shit.
I was like, oh, okay.
Fair.
I'm just going to
Not
never
North-
mention it again.
North clocking, you'd be like, get a boyfriend. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, North.
Yeah.
Okay. Even just you talking about your kids, everything you say, it goes back to your children. You just seem like such an incredible mom.
Thank
What do
you.
you think is your best quality as a mom?
I am extremely close with my kids. Like best friend. They know I'm their mom, but like I am the mom that they all come and tell everything to. I know all the tea at school. I know I'm the one with all the friends. They come and tell all the stuff too. So like all their friends like trust me and want to tell me everything. And I love being in that position. You know, every weekend there must be about 8 to 12 kids sleeping at my house every single weekend.
Do you
I'm
love
like
that?
the house. I love it. I've gotten like these huge, big, like sleeping bag, like things, and they just like go in a row. And I have bunk beds, and like it's like the house, like every weekend. So that makes me really
It's really cute.
feel really good about that. I just have such a great relationship with my kids that we talk about everything. And that just makes me so proud of like who they are. And it's funny because like, I don't talk about it a lot on our show, but like there was a phase where like, you know, maybe my daughter like for a week wanted to sleep over at her dad's. And I said like, oh, she wants to go live with him. Or I said something and then people thought we didn't have a good relationship. And I'm like, wait. This is like my bestie. We're like the closest. And so it's like a fine line of also like, there's so much I want to share about them on the show. And I want them to grow up and like figure it all out. But like, I have the best kids and I'm so like happy that they're mine.
No, it's really cool. I mean, 4 kids, I was thinking about it before you got here. I'm like, they have the most unique names.
Yes.
Is there any name that you had on your mind for any of them that you could share with us that didn't make the list?
Yeah. Okay. So when North was born, Kanye wanted to name her Noriega. And so then we went with like Noriega, North. So that like, yeah. Or he wanted to name her his mom's name, Donda. And we considered that. But I'm a big believer in like your own name. And so you're not having to live up to a standard of what someone thought they wanted you to be like or what like pushing you into someone who you're not. So I really wanted her to have her own name.
Let's talk about North.
Okay.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Daddy Gang, I recently went out to dinner with some of my best friends and we were having one of those like amazing girl nights where you're just getting deep with each other and talking about all the things. And we were really talking about insecurities. And one of my friends said, you don't have to believe everything you think about yourself. It is such a simple concept, but it really resonated with me and has totally shifted the way that I do think about myself. Imagine getting, though, that type of wisdom and insight on a regular basis. It doesn't have to just be a one-off. Like, yeah, we'd be unstoppable. We would be so confident. And I truly believe that the right therapist can make such an impact on your life weekly. And BetterHelp has over 12 years of experience matching people to the right therapist for them. World Mental Health Day is this month, and to celebrate, BetterHelp is shining the spotlight on therapists, people I truly believe make the world a better place. I know I personally have grown and changed so much from my own therapy journey, and I am so grateful for that. Getting started with therapy is just a few clicks away, and BetterHelp does all the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you literally need to do is take a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and your preferences. Every therapist at BetterHelp has met localized standards for vetting and care delivery. And while BetterHelp's industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they technically get it right the first time, if you feel like your therapist isn't the right fit, you can switch to a different one at any time from their tailored recommendations. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right one for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/daddy. That's betterhelp.com/daddy. Let's talk about North.
Okay.
As you basically just said, she's so outspoken. She has so many. I love how she's like, get a boyfriend, mom. What is the most humbling thing she's ever said to you?
Oh, she will humble me. I mean, I think she just said to me like the other day, like, Mom, you've got to get remarried. Like, you're getting too old and like no one is like gonna deal with this. And I was just like, what? She says it to me all the time. She's like, who are we going to set you up with? Like, what are we going to do? And I'm like, babe, I'm just okay. Like, chilling. And she's like, no, you're like growing out of that phase. You're like not going to, And I'm like, huh, okay.
I'm dying. It's like literally she's speaking to Kim Kardashian. She's like, you're kind of like losing it a little bit. Go get a guy. You're like, oh, okay, North.
Yeah.
How did you feel when she called your house ugly?
She thought that like really dug deep with me. And she would be like, everything's all beige. Like, you're so ugly. I have this voice note that I'm going to save for her. And she was crying, saying that she couldn't believe that her parents love Balenciaga. And by the way, it's like her favorite brand and it's like all she wears. And like, but at the time she was just like, I can't believe these are the brands my parents own and everything is so beige and everything is so like, she had a moment and now she's like obsessed.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. She's like, wait, Mom, can I borrow that? You're like, I thought you hated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Online, there's been so much conversation about her recently, but how is all of that affecting your family right now?
You know what? She's so creative and she's so amazing and really, it's so funny. She's like really mature in one sense where she'll be like, Mom, I saw this and like, I don't really care that they don't like, if someone says they don't like my blue hair or like my, like this or that. And she's really confident and is like, I probably wouldn't be hanging out with those people. Like if you saw like, what did they look like and what are they wearing? And, and I think like any mom of a teenager or a preteen, unless you've been here, like, please, we just need a little bit of grace. Like it's really hard and it's really like, it's interesting because all the kids are like wearing the same things, but then my daughter tries to wear it and then I'm like, okay, we're never wearing that again. Unfortunately, we made that mistake in front of the whole world. And she's, usually a girl that dresses like a tomboy most of the time. And she wanted to try something that her friends were wearing and went to the same place that they went to. And they all got these, outfits. And then she wears them and it's just like, okay, wait, maybe you can't wear that, And so as a mom, you're kind of like learning at the same time. But what I do know is my baby's such a good girl and such a sweet girl. And like the things that she has experienced where she might have like been outspoken or did something, she learns from that and she sees it. And then she's like, oh, I don't like how I said that. And oh, I don't want to be like that. Or, oh, you know what, Mom? Okay, you're right. Like she does listen to me. But in other areas, I'm like, babe, if you want blue hair, like it is what it is. It makes her so happy. I would never take that creative away from her. But yeah, I just think anyone that's raising kids, especially 4 kids by myself, I'm doing the best that I can. And my babies are good babies.
Yeah.
So I just urge everyone to like not be judgmental and to have grace on single moms trying to figure it all out with like, you know, a preteen. It's a lot. If you know, you know.
Yeah. And I think it's also like having grace for a child where we all have been there experimenting with our look and whatever, and we didn't have to have it on, you know, people watching us and commenting.
If her rebellion is dyeing her hair and like wearing, you know, whatever, but she's like my bestie and being so close, I'd rather my girl be with me and be with me all the time, and let's experiment with every hair color. Like I also nurture her creative side, you know? She's the girl that comes home and just wants to work in the music studio and can be in the studio for like 8 hours straight and loves it and like just thrives off of it. So like I also nurture her creative side also and want that for her.
I also love what you said about how you have become the mom where like everyone's coming to you and telling you everything. And I think that's so beautiful because one, I feel like you have that with your sisters.
Yes.
And you kind of like have now been able to have that extension of yourself be available to your kids and their friends. And so I think it's incredible that they do feel comfortable to come and talk to you rather than kids that are like, whether they're hiding it or whatever, everyone's situation is different. But what you're essentially saying is you've got a handle on it. You know how you're parenting. Everyone calm down. Now focus on if you're having to parent and like let this kid live.
Totally. Like my house is like literally my door is wide open. All North and her friends come in, running in, like, you know, trying on my stuff or looking through my stuff. And even like I've had those conversations with North about like makeup because she loves her lip liner. And she'll be like, but mom, like I grew up literally my whole life sitting in your lap while you're getting your makeup done, watching you do it. Like she even said, you know, Mario and your team has been like my teachers. I've had the best teachers. And she sits, her and her friends, like, I love that they're also super immature and like not grown. And what they do on their weekends is they go in the room and they do all their makeup or like looks, like they'll make someone Pokemon. We have, you know, she does special effects makeup all the time and is taking classes. So like she turns all of her friends into these characters or and then they like take fun pictures and do silly like TikToks and then, you know, they wash it all off and then they try something on again. So she's like, for me to not want to wear lip liner and like, you know, have her eyebrow slit or whatever she does, like she's like, it's just me like trying things and like I've seen you do it like your whole life. Like I've grown up with it. Why can't I try it? So I'm like, you know what? Okay. Like
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Let's talk about business.
Yes.
Throughout your career, what has helped you really figure out what you're passionate about and what your strengths are?
Well, I think anytime something is really successful that I've done has been something that I just absolutely love and am so passionate about. And I think that you have to like sift through what that is. And that doesn't always mean something that's like super amazing financially. It could be like a little one-off project that I want to do just because I love the product and I'm really into it. And I think anytime there's something that you just like really love and you're working like 100% behind it, it'll pop off and be so successful.
Yeah. Let's talk about Skims.
Yeah.
It was initially called Kimono when you first launched. A lot of backlash. Then you guys ended up changing the name. How were you able to pivot so successfully?
Yeah, I mean, that was a name, Kimono. You know, my name, Kim, is obviously in that. And I just like thought it was like kind of kitschy. It was a little confusing. Like, did we only sell kimonos? Or I don't think we really thought that through. But as soon as we started getting backlash, we had like 1 million garments printed with the logo in it. And I thought like, this is a huge business decision, but there's no way we can move forward with the name. I didn't feel comfortable with it. And we quickly pivoted and just Skims came to us. And it's such a better name. And it's
so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So I gave our kimono.com, I gave that all over to, you know, the people in Japan that really, you know, deserve that. And I think if you have such respect I had so much respect for the culture, I would never want to do anything to really, you know, make it be a big issue every time I had a launch. I knew immediately something had to change. So it was just like, look, I know I'm not going to get the garment printed logo. I'm going to have to now put a logo on top and sew them on and like, let's take a beat. Let's redo this. Let's figure out a new name. And I think, again, it's about taking accountability. You own up to it, you take accountability and you fix it and you move on.
It's such a great point. Every business has its hiccups. Every business has a moment where you're like, we did this wrong. And I think how quickly you were able to pivot, I also think garnered so much respect also, because people are like, okay, wow, she acknowledged it. She took accountability. She moved on. Then you go to grow this massive, 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 massive success. It is so beyond impressive. In the beginning days of Skims, what were you the most involved in?
I think it's still remained the same. I do like all the creative, all of the, now we have big product teams, but like a lot of our design is what things that I'm, requesting and send references for. The whole team will go out and get fabrics. I'm always picking the fabrics. I do all of our colors. My favorite thing to do is do our color palette. But I oversee like every campaign and pick all the, talent for the campaigns. And we'll have a whole team that'll bring me like different campaign ideas and photography. So I oversee it all daily. And it's about knowing how to get the right people that really know what they're doing to be in those positions that you really trust to make those decisions if I can't. But we're all super close and really involved. And yeah, I love it.
Okay, talk to me about what is next for Skims. I know we have a little something going on with Nike.
Yeah, we are launching a full other brand with Nike that we have created. So Nike Skims. And I'm so excited about that because we wanted to launch Skims Sport. And we were going to do a whole sport collection. And then we really thought about it. Like, would we do a collab? Who would that be with? And then number one is Nike, right? Like the brand, I just thought it was like the ultimate.
Right.
And then I thought, why would we just do a one-off collab? I want to really have I work out every day. I want to have continuous product in a sport category. And I want to create a whole other brand. And so that's what this is. And it's really exciting. I just can't wait for people to see the collection and the campaign and everything.
You're so right. A collab is a moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
And this is forever. This is something that we can shop. This is something that will be new launches.
Just think like with our aesthetic and Nike's innovation, that's what I really wanted. And they're distributed all over the world. So it's like, I just wanted it to be everywhere. I'm really excited about it.
Talk to me about your law journey. Have you taken the bar yet? What's going on, Kimberly?
I just took the bar in July. It was an experience.
Tell me.
It was a lot. I took 4 months off. That's why I didn't respond to the bag thing, because I was like, what, I'm putting my phone down. I took off 4 months to really focus on that, and I didn't work on anything else. And I just focused on studying, and I took it, and I'm hoping for the best, praying to God.
Wait, when do we find out if you pass?
November.
Okay, wait. And if you pass, are you going to join a practice? Are you going to open your own firm?
I would love to maybe work on a few cases and see if I like being a trial attorney.
Okay, that's a good
I think that would be fun before I open up a firm. I mean, I think the ultimate goal is just to help as many people as possible and get them out. For people that like can't really, afford the attorney's fees and need help really finding the right team, getting all their paperwork done to help like expedite the process of just getting them home. And I think it all stems again from family, right? I want to reunite families. That's what got me into this. I thought like, what happens if someone in my family does something that is a horrible decision and then it tears apart our whole family forever? And I would see it's not just like the person that goes away. It's like their whole families. And so that's kind of why I got into this. And, I went to the White House and I was called to a clemency meeting in the Roosevelt Room, and I'll never forget it. I was in a room and everyone was using all this like fancy lingo. And I just was like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm. Like easy abbreviations that were like very political stuff that I just like had no clue what it meant. And I'm literally texting another attorney I know across the room. Being like, what does this mean? What does this mean? And I was so embarrassed. I didn't act like it. No one would ever know. I handled that like they would have thought I knew exactly what I was talking about, but I didn't. And I was embarrassed inside that I just didn't know what everyone was talking about. And I never wanted to feel that way again. So
will you post if you...
Fuck yeah.
Okay, but what if... I'm not even going to put it out into the world. You're passing.
Know.
You're passing.
I know. I think, here's the thing. I did it in an unconventional way. And I think people assume that it's the easier route. And it really isn't. I had to spend 20 hours a week in a law firm studying. And the program was a 4-year program. And I had enough credits to get in there, but I didn't have my bachelor's degree. So I didn't finish college. So they were like, you can either finish the last year of college and go to 3 years of law school at a law school, or just you have enough credits, you could just go right into this 4-year program. But you're going to have to go in yourself, and I have to do 20 hours of work a week as an attorney and then learn about it on my own. And so I had to hire, teachers and professors to teach me while I'm working. And I said, you know what? I've never done anything really the conventional way. I don't really care to have my bachelor's degree. I just want my law degree. So I did that. And it took me 6 years because every time I try to take the baby bar, if you don't pass, you have to wait 6 months. So it took me 6 years. I finally passed that. And you know what? It's such a mind fuck taking the bar exam. It really is the hardest thing. Much respect to every law student that takes it. It's like,
I can't imagine.
I hear you. I see you. I feel you. It's a lot.
Okay, well, November, we'll be waiting. You're going to pass.
But if not, I'm not going to give up.
Oh, no, you're going to be great.
But
I'm putting out the good juju.
Perfect.
We're not speaking about if you don't.
Thank you.
You're also playing a lawyer in your new show,
Yeah.
All's Fair. How do you have time to do all this? What is going on?
I am like the best at time management.
You are.
I am like, it's my thing. As long as I can take my kids to school, then in between while I'm getting ready, I, do all my other stuff and my skim stuff and, approving campaigns and images. And the one thing that I am known for, I think, is like the quickest responder on a text. Yeah, I just get it done.
Wait, did Courtney respond?
Oh.
She's like, bitch, hello, nothing.
She goes, oh, geez, what? LOL.
Okay, so she's not
serious.
She's not that scared.
No.
Okay, thank God. Why did you want to get into acting?
I wanted to get into acting because, I was presented with a unique opportunity from Ryan Murphy.
Yes.
And then I thought, why not? This is so crazy. And then once I did American Horror Story, he was like, can we do the series? And I was just like, okay. I didn't really know what it took or what it entailed or the hours or anything. And then he got the most amazing cast together.
Insane. I remember when the trailer came out, everyone was like, what, who, that, they're in it. It was insane. But then I'm thinking about you. How did filming the Kardashians compare to going and actually being an actress on a set?
It's so different.
Yeah.
It's so different. Well, first of all, I wanted to make sure I was so prepared. I'm walking on this set with these amazing actresses that have seen it all, done it all. The last thing I'm going to do is not be prepared when I show up.
I'm gathering that.
I'm like, so I made sure that I set my schedule to where I can just take my kids to school 3 days a week. And then the other 2, then I'd drive right in. And then the other 2, 16-hour days, and it was a lot. So it was about, I would sometimes just be finishing at 7 a.m., roll in, be able to drive them to school, come back, take a nap, and then get ready and go back to set.
Yeah.
So just being a mom is obviously the most important thing to me, but also showing them my hustle and that it's so fun to try new things. And I figured if I didn't like it, it is what it is, but I love it. And it's so fun challenging myself. And I think I had this, not advantage, but this familiar, I'm so used to cameras being around me that like I'm not even really aware. So like it just feels like natural to me.
Yeah. We have Skims.
Mm-hmm.
We have the bar.
Mm-hmm.
We have acting.
Mm-hmm.
We have the hardest of them all and the best of them all, being a mom. And then we have the next season of the Kardashians. And like, okay, when do you sleep? That's coming out soon.
I love sleep.
Okay, when do you do
And I
it?
could sleep anywhere.
You could. Like if you kind of lean back right now, you
Totally.
could. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can sleep anywhere, anytime.
Okay, so that's good though. So you can just do a quick little 15-minute
Yeah.
nap back, ready to go.
Yeah. The one thing I'm super excited about is Skims Beauty. That is coming next. And that's going to be so fucking major. Yeah.
When is
Yeah.
that coming?
I had, I loved KKW Beauty, and then I sold the company, and then I bought it back. So I sold that to Skims.
Do you see though every single person online being like, if you don't bring back the lip liners,
The lip liners, they're coming. They are coming. And the KKW Beauty, like
Thank
the,
you.
The original. I feel like I tried to do something. I love when I like know what works and then I try something and I know it doesn't work, and that's okay. And so we're going to bring back what works, and we're going to make it so major and so great and like so great.
Dude, there are girls online that will be like, there's this much
I
left.
know.
And I literally
know.
refuse to use it unless it's like for my wedding or for my
I
wedding.
know.
I'm like, oh, the
I'm
girls are going to be
obsessed.
so happy.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
like, people were, I think, so confused when they were like, wait a minute. She bought back her beauty business, but then Skims bought it. What's happening? Like, why did she do that? So Skims has such a great production team. And, from like our team and our camp, like we're going to make it so much
The best.
fun.
The biggest.
And just fragrance and makeup and all the things.
Girl, for someone who literally started and people were like, she's just famous for nothing.
You try it, If it's nothing, try it.
Try it. Give it a go.
Yeah.
How easy.
Yeah.
Next season of Kardashians. Can you give us anything that you can tease? Well, you kind of did earlier.
Yeah. My brother's on.
How did you
I
guys
think
get him
Chloe
to come
was
on?
teasing that. It's just like sometimes he feels like it, sometimes he doesn't, and we respect that, we respect all of the privacy and whatever he wants. What else? Caitlin was on. She hasn't been on this whole series.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian. That wasn't that bad, right? You answered
No.
a lot of the questions.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what you were
Really?
going to be up to today.
Yeah.
Well, because you've been around the block. Like I know.
I'm an open book though.
Yeah. No, and I know it's like it's like we've seen so much of your life, so I didn't know how much you would be willing to share or not share, because you're also in a different phase of your life where it's like you said, like you do have kids and you have these things and that you're protecting certain parts of yourself, but you've always been open. So I don't know why I thought maybe you would hold back. You lived up to every hype. You gave me
I love that.
all the tea that I hoped. And you're just as incredible in person. Like this was such an incredible interview. Thank you for sitting down with me. Seriously.
That is so nice.
It's really cool to
Thank
meet you.
I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
I came.